Hello, hello, and welcome. We have another new chapter of One Piece. This is chapter 1075. Oh my lord. I can remember when we were having like the huge countdown to chapter 1000. And now that's almost like 2 years ago, probably over 2 years ago now. We're closing in on chapter 1100. Absolutely wild. This one is called the Labo Phase Death Game. I don't know how formalized this game is going to be, if it's going to be like Skypia. I kind of doubt it. I think instead it's just going to be more everything down there is trying to kill each other. But first, the cover story is very, very exciting here. We've almost completely lost the thread of, the Germa Rangers heading out on the seas and causing havoc. Instead, we have what may end up serving as one of our more substantial Vegapunk flashbacks. And this is another extremely crucial moment. So all of this stuff was like post Mads. He had established himself as this independent genius scientist with powerful underlings of Caesar and Judge Vinsmoke and Stussy, the clone they made for fun, unclear. And of course, Queen. So it makes sense that the world government starts taking notice of him. But what does this audience portray? What opinion do they have of him? And of course, on the far left, we can see Saint Jay Garcia of the Grateful Dead, Jay Garcia Saturn, who in present day, in present time, in the actual comic, is appearing at Egghead Island and has not done anything yet. And I want to see him do something because I'm so curious. Okay. So they're running around looking for the original Vegapunk. Totally unclear where he is. Stuff is blowing up. I think Egghead Island does not have long for this world. Whether it gets Buster Clawed or Buster Called, or whatever ancient weapon shoots big lasers from space, or what. I think all of this interior damage is maybe a little incidental. Things are going to get worse before they get better. Somebody's going around effing with the Den Den Mushis. Which Vegapunk is this? What's his name again? It has a cool name. Verdas or something? Helmet. That's his name. Did something happen, Helmet? Okay. So, nice little diagram. I like whenever Oda does these little maps just to help you kind of situate yourself and start anticipating how the different plot threads might interfere with each other. This is the Nami team, who of course is much more interested in jewels. For me? For me, though? Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I think Brooke is not so wrong. What's the difference? These are gonna get blown up anyways. Hmm. This is funny because the idea of synthetic diamonds has been around in real life Earth since like the early 20th century, I'm pretty sure. But they never took off because people think they're cheaper and they're not as significant as diamonds actually found in the ground. And so it maintains this elaborate schemaz of, oh, you need to find actual natural diamonds. Artificial diamonds are no good, even though you literally can't tell the difference between them. Besides, their provenance and proving that they actually did come from whatever apartheid era mine that is brutally exploiting its workers and often leading to violence and death as these companies. Why am I talking about this? This is brutal. Diamonds are a beautiful thing that drips out of a history of blood. And every time we've given ourselves the chance to shake off this horrible legacy, this albatross of human suffering that literally hangs around our neck, we instead tighten the collar and embrace it further. Let's move on. But it's just sort of funny that like this is being presented to Nami as like this kind of sci-fi technology, and they're like freaking out about these synthetic diamonds. But this is actually something they already have. And I mentioned this before, that it's kind of fun whenever they have this sort of futuristic type setting in One Piece, because they can really help you marvel at the things that already exist in this world. Like, I think there's a scene earlier in this arc where they take like an escalator and they're like freaking out that the stairs are moving on their own. And it's just, I don't know, it's just like fun, right? Like, it's a way to reimagine your own world in an exciting new perspective. Organoids. Lab-grown organs. Another one that, this one is just like on the verge of being possible now. We're experimenting with this, and there's been some successful attempts in other species and stuff. We could get there eventually. Oh, Shaka. Yeah, Shaka is helmet. Dismembered bits of Vegapunk. Robin's typically grim imagination. I do like this line too of Atlas saying, "I can change my looks and body however I want. That's what the future is like." Which explains why Atlas ended up looking so strange with like the split dye and cow ears and wings and a tail. Atlas with this like kind of childlike enthusiasm. This is what they conceive their ideal body as, and it's awesome. Once again, Oda so based, dreaming of these futures where the body is so mutable, where people can change every single aspect of themselves to align to their inner aesthetic ideals. It's sweet. Camera feeds are going out one by one. Someone here inside the lab. Okay. This is kind of fun. The genre is like switching a little bit. As I said before, this arc seems to have like a heavy feel of intrigue and espionage, sabotage, and betrayal, you know? And so I think this really heightens to it. This classic scene of the cameras winking out one by one. We're not sure who's causing it. I think is a good way to kind of build up that feel. And it's fun too because, you know, Luffy is so powerful now. Whoever this is, there's only like maybe a handful of people across the entire series that could be doing this, that Luffy won't just like solo one shot easily. But because Luffy is stupid, it still maintains a sense of like suspense, and it's not whether or not they'll be able to stop this intruder, it's whether or not Luffy will be able to reason correctly and actually identify the proper threat. So it's like a fun little twist, I guess, on that sort of stalking thriller where, you know, there's a dangerous entity lurking about. The entity isn't dangerous. It's Luffy's dumbness that's dangerous. Will you call me your dog? What is this, Chainsaw Man? I like that Sanji remembers her from Big Mom's Tea Party. I think that really shows where his focus lied during past events, which is fun. Jinbei's still rocking the Hawaiian shirt. I love it. Ooh, the bubble gun. The bubble gun seems well suited to be an Usopp weapon when we saw it before. Just the kind of like chaos it caused and the way you can use it in a variety of clever ways. Usopp or Nami, you know, that's like right up their alleyway. I wonder. Deflecting things is an attack now? Huh? Of course it is. Yeah, people have been doing that shit since day one. It's called the Gum Gum Balloon. It beat even the Buggy Ball. A cannonball so impressive that he put his name on it. Good, okay. Different teams exploring. Big explosion. Oh, Pythagoras is down. His head blew right off. But it's okay. They got Atlas back up and running pretty smoothly. I don't think we should freak out and think that aspects of Vegapunk are getting taken down so easily. It's clear that they're not all built for combat. Like, Pythagoras did not really do anything. And then who steps here in silhouette? Is this the intruder that made it to the Labo phase and is knocking out all the security cams? Oh, it's just Pythagoras' head. Oh, I love it. It looks more like an enemy. Okay, that's very funny. Because I'm pretty sure the joke here is that Usopp doesn't mean it looks like an enemy combatant, but it looks like the sort of thing that's like an enemy in a video game. It's a little bit of like an anachronistic joke, like why does Usopp know what a video game is? It's not that he actually thinks it's an enemy from a video game, but it has that vibe. Made a mistake in the design phase. Uh-oh. Yeah. I don't know. I think this is the joke. Did we make a mistake in the design phase? That it just looks like a Mega Man enemy, right? It looks like something you'd encounter in stage 1 of Mega Man, and it would take like one hit to destroy it. But if you left it alone, it would start running back and forth really quickly and be annoying. Okay, yeah. This is bad. York confronts the Seraphim Snake. Uh-oh. York is down. Even a gigantic android can get petrified, I suppose. I don't know how this works, but whatever. She blasts away. She won't listen to orders. Even from a Vegapunk aspect. You know what that means. You know who's directing her. Will we actually see him this chapter? Will he do something? Will we see the power of a 5 Elder Star? Actually, I kind of doubt it. Like, it's good enough that he can control the Seraphim, get them back on the side of the Navy. He doesn't need to fight. I don't know. I think he'll have to be pushed to a big extreme to actually expose himself in battle. But I'm just so curious, because I said before, I would be totally fine if these guys just represented societal power, that they were empowered by the state. And the thing that makes them scary is stuff like being able to control the Seraphim over Vegapunk even. And it is their ability to call the Omega Buster call on whatever island they want. But it also wouldn't surprise me, and it would seem pretty cool, if they were given extremely broken devil fruits. Because as I said, the world government seems to have a really good control over all the powerful devil fruits. They seem to be tracking them and making sure as they go down the generations that they always fall into certain hands and stuff, right? I mean, I don't know. It's not like we've been showing that decisively. Like, we haven't seen that exact thing happen. But doesn't it seem like they ought to be doing that? And wouldn't it be not so surprising if they were like, yeah, the 5 Elder Stars all ate extremely imba fruits. Saturn has the death fruit that makes you die when you point at somebody or whatever, right? Like, I don't know. Either direction would be cool. Like, either direction would make sense. I guess we'll see. Don't even joke about that. We create him to be the ultimate form of humanity. And hopefully here, this will give an excuse for her to explain to Frankie what the heck a Seraphim is. Is it a Lunarian? A Lunarian that has been grown in a lab to have the powers and appearance of the Shichibukai? Seems most likely, but like what? Can they just do that? What are Lunarians? What the heck? What's going on? Ooh, uh-oh. And now protecting CP0. But I don't think they're going to attack CP0 anymore. That's not what they've been ordered to do. They're not obeying orders. Not obeying me, that means that Vegapunk gave them their orders. Down radio and being trapped inside the barrier were all planned from the start, and someone is trying to kill us all. Hey! Alright, see, I knew eventually there would be the team up. I didn't know it would be so ad hoc and sudden and, you know, the immediate threat of the Seraphim. I thought it would more be like the arc's true antagonist was revealed, and it's the person who's been blowing up all the ships that leave Egghead or whatever, right? Like, there's still so many mysteries with this arc that I thought it would be the emergence of one of those mysteries. But here it's kind of interesting because the Seraphim are actually on CP0's side. But are they still gonna team up and fight the Seraphim? I don't know. What's going on? Of course, we know what's going on. It's that Saint J. Garcia is giving the Seraphim orders. We'll see. Let's look forward to next week's. I think there will be one next week. As far as I know, the ball will keep rolling. We'll keep going through this crazy ass arc. Many mysteries remain. Let's try to enumerate them. Who is blowing up ships that leave Egghead Island? That one we still got to know. It seems like there's an entire third party involved. What is Kuma's backstory? What is Vegapunk's backstory? We've got a lot of pieces of them, but I still think there's going to be like a substantial flashback. Something that really like motivates Bonnie's presence and stuff. What exactly does the world government know that Vegapunk knows, that they're trying to stop Vegapunk from telling the world? We already know some stuff that's super forbidden, but it's more that we know, oh, Vegapunk must know about the Void Century to some extent, more than he's letting on or whatever. We need to actually know these things. We don't need to just know the shape of what he knows, if that makes sense. I don't know. We'll see. Crazy arc. I think there was other ones. Oh yeah, who's running around disabling all the cameras? Oh, what are Kizaru and Saint J. Garcia doing? I don't know. We'll find out. Bye-bye.